Lubbock Chamber of Commerce is excited to announce our June business of the month, Sold by Angie, and we're joined now by the owner, operator, creator, the talent, Executive Chef Angie Ragan joining us now. Congratulations on being the business of the month.
I'm so excited. I feel very honored. I feel very blessed, very honored.
All right, well, we've gotten to know you over the last year or so at the Chamber of Commerce, and we know your story, but tell everybody how you got started in the business.
Yeah, so I grew up on my grandmother's counter. I don't remember a time in life where I wasn't cooking and tasting and learning from my grandmother. She was a trained chef. She actually owned Colonial Kitchen here in Lubbock downtown, and that's where my passion and my palate and my love for cooking came from. And I've just recently been old enough and smart enough to open my own business and kind of start rolling with that. And I reached a point in my life where I decided, you know, I'm going to take risks. I'm going to be courageous. I'm going to do things I've never done before. And it just, once I dropped any saying no and starting to say yes, I opened my business in 2019, the end of 2019, so that was hilarious and great timing. But since then, just God's been on my side and the windows of heaven have opened, and I was fortunate enough to get on Next Level Chef, Gordon Ramsay's Next Level Chef, and I've just been cooking my little heart out for Lubbock.
So what's it been like since you've gotten back and since everybody has learned about Chef Angie on Next Level Chef?
Well, it's been really fun. I've always been an attention seeker. I've always been the party girl, and so I'm getting lots of attention, and so I'm excited about that. I've told everybody, they're like, what's it like to be famous? I'm like, well, I've always been famous in my own mind. So it's like, it's not that different. But I've had so many opportunities to meet with people, do big events, just go around Lubbock and contribute to my community and just have a voice for women and women in business, and especially, you know, I'm in a male-dominated field, and so just a chance to iron to sharpen iron and women to come together. And let's just have a lot of fun cooking, and Lubbock's got a lot of great places to eat, and I'm just happy to be a part of all of that.
You mentioned you like to be the center of attention.
I do.
And you've done a lot with the community. You've done a lot with the Chamber of Commerce, including jumping into a swimming pool.
We did. So my catering kitchen is at the YWCA, and that's one of the things I'm most proud of, is partnering with them. We just had to do a polar plunge, man. And I'm so competitive, and had to happen. You can't challenge me to jump into cold water and me not do it. I mean, I have to complete my challenges. I have to win.
You mentioned challenges there. One of the challenges right off the bat, you mentioned you start your business in 2019.
Yeah.
Obviously the pandemic happened, but you did something during that time to help people out. How proud of that are you?
So I'm very proud of Sold by Angie. You know, I have a nursing background, and so I understand cross-contamination and cleaning all your things from the store and making sure you wear a mask all day, and I'm comfortable with wearing a mask all day. I can wear a mask for 18 hours. It doesn't bother me. So during the pandemic, I had a lot of clients who are older, and they needed food prep, and they certainly didn't need to get out, especially before the vaccine and everything. And so I was able to connect with them and cook in a very safe way, clean way in my kitchen, and get them food delivered to their door, so they didn't have to get out at all, and they had good food. It didn't have to be off their budget, having to have it delivered by service. I was able to just do that in kind with them, reimbursement status, and keep a lot of people safe during that time.
And obviously everybody learns about how you're willing to help out in the community. Another thing is helping the chamber in some various different ways. What made joining the chamber something that you're most proud of, and maybe has helped your business along the way?
Oh, absolutely. So I love being a part of the network. I love that y'all are great about communication, and I get all my emails, and I don't really have time to do everything, but at least I know what's going on, and I know where I can connect. I love that you bring Lubbock businesses together, and I just want to be a part of that. I always want to be a part of a team. I always want to be able to help and know where can I serve. One of the biggest things for me advancing as a leader in my own company is I really believe in servant leadership. So I just don't believe I'm leading well unless I'm serving well.
Okay, so you're what's next for Chef Angie Ragan, the leader and chef?
So I've got some more shows. I've got to compete and I've got to win. Like I said, I've got to compete and I've got to win. And I had such a blast competing on Next Level Chef that I'm applying and waiting on little semantics here and there to get on some more shows to compete. So that's going to be a blast. But for Lubbock, I really want to bring an event center here to Lubbock that isn't a restaurant, but it's I want to bring in celebrity chefs and do chef's tables and pop-ups, and it'd be a super high-end thing. So we're really working on that. It's a hard time in 2022 to figure out the semantics of that, but we believe that that's the vision. And so I don't know when, I don't know where, but I know that it's coming.
So maybe eventually Gordon Ramsay might be in town. You might be able to talk to him.
He still calls me Angie Girl, and his headquarters are in Dallas, and he has mentioned loves to drive in Texas, and he has mentioned coming to Lubbock. So
stay tuned.
Right, me stay tuned. So my kitchen's always clean.
What's one thing about Gordon Ramsay that a lot of people wouldn't expect with your time with him?
So he's such a sweet guy. He's actually really low-key, very sweet guy. Such a giver and such a leader. The first thing that they told us when we all assembled and we got to meet them, they said, listen, we came from, Nyesha Arrington started at Taco Bell, and Richard Blais started at McDonald's, and Gordon started as a dishwasher in an Indian restaurant. And they said, when you get to where we are, and you get to the leadership to where we are, you don't pull up the ladder. We want to bring you with us. And so their leadership alone and how they taught us was just amazing. If you notice in the show, at the end of the elimination challenge, it's just a mess where they've been cooking, but then when they taste, it's all clean. Gordon cleaned. He didn't allow us to clean. He said, no, chef, y'all worked all day. And him or Nyesha or Richard, whoever was up there overseeing the elimination, they cleaned. And they took out the trash, and they're chefs. And they're servant leaders. All chefs are servant leaders. And they were the prime example of what is in my heart. And Gordon was all of that.
That's awesome to hear, because you see the videos on social media.
Well, he knows how to make money, baby.
Yep,
you know how to make money.
Right. Well, okay, from that to this, a nice simple question as a non-cook. I guess for you, maybe, what's the one thing that you'll make yourself that maybe isn't this huge meal, but you know it's good and you know how to make it, and it's simple and easy, just as
a mega pint of champagne. No, I'm just kidding. So what I really like to have in my kitchen, and what I encourage everybody to have, is, if you're in a hurry and you need to just make something real quick, have your thin slices of like a bone-in ribeye or a thin slice of breakfast pork chop. Get those when you see those at the store. They're really cheap. Keep them a little bit marinated. Keep some veggies cut. Throw the steak in a pan. Sear it real tight with a lot of salt on both sides for just seconds, and then throw your veggies in there. Toss them, and then you've got a perfect healthy meal. Your veggies, your steak, and it really takes like 5 minutes. One pan. Clean it up. Watch a show. Have a mega pot of champagne. So keep it simple at home, and I keep it simple at home. I have to, because I'm busy and I get home and I really don't want to cook the big meals at home anymore. Anything simple you can do to not have processed food, and to always be training your palate. I always encourage people, if you're eating out a lot, you're downgrading your palate, especially fast food and everything. You want to cook and taste and decide and change it and taste again and to cook it differently next time. And you really want to train that palate. You really want to go to wine pairings, and you really want to go to events where the chefs are talking to you and telling you what you're tasting and why you're tasting it, because your tongue can develop muscle memory, just like in baseball. And so you want a chef to tell you, this is what it's supposed to taste like, and this is why you're tasting it. And then when you go home and you try to recreate it, you get it to that point, and that's you training your palate to go, this is good. This is what it should taste like.
Before we go, let everybody know if they need you to cater an event, how they can get in contact with you.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so easy to find. Salt by Angie. So Salt by Angie, anything. Instagram, Facebook. You can message me anytime. My kitchen is open. I'm Lubbock friendly. Just come in and see me. If we're busy on a catering event, I'll put you to work. My lead will start delegating, and I'll start yelling at you. But if we're sitting there cooking, making a menu, I'll give you a bite. And so I'm easy to find, Chef Angie Ragan or Salt by Angie. Yeah.
All right, Chef Angie, we appreciate it. Congratulations again on being our business.
I'm so happy. Thank you so much.